Profesör Doktor Hasan Erkek'in yazdığı ödüllü tiyatro oyunu Eşik, Türkçenin yanı sıra Fransızca, İspanyolca, Rusça ve Ermenice dillerine çevrilerek farklı ülkelerde kitap olarak basıldı. Eşik, İstanbul Şehir Tiyatrosu ve Ankara Devlet Tiyatrosu'nda sahnelenmesinin ardından 2018-2019 tiyatro sezonunda Küba'da Teatro Gaviota tarafından sahnelenerek Küba seyircisiyle buluştu. Eser Almira Suljević tarafından Sırpça'ya çevrilerek 2022 yılında Stevan Bodroza'nın yönetmenliğinde Sırbistan'da Novi Pazar Bölge Tiyatrosu'nda sahneye kondu. Sırbistan'da büyük ilgi gören oyun, Bursa Devlet Tiyatrosu tarafından düzenlenen Balkan Ülkeleri Tiyatro Festivali'ne davet edildi. Yönetmen Stevan Bodroza'nın başarılı uyarlamasıyla 5 Mart 2023'te Bursa'da sahnelenen Eşik, Novi Pazar Bölge Tiyatrosu'nun etkileyici performansıyla Türk seyircisinden de büyük beğeni topladı.
In Novi Pazar, we try to, in this regional theater of Novi Pazar, we try to make bridges, to build bridges between different cultures, to connect both people, both Serbian culture with the different cultures, and also to show that different cultures that coexist in the Novi Pazar can live together. So it was our wish to, in a way, bring this rich theater tradition of Turkey that we don't know a lot about in Serbia, to bring it to Serbia. And this is not the first Turkish play that we did. This is the second one, and the person who is that we need to be thankful to for this wonderful translation is Madam Almira Suljević from Novi Pazar, who already translated some Turkish plays into Serbian or Bosnian. I would say that she translated it into Bosnian, but of course it's a language very similar to Serbian, so we use both languages in a way. Some people would argue that it is actually the same language, but nevertheless that is not so important as the fact that the translation is completely comprehensible in the whole of Serbia and very good. Very, I would say, close to all the ideas, old poetry, I would say, that Hasan Erkek had put into his play. And I gave my trust to Madam Almira to kind of give me suggestions which plays would be nice for us, and I told her that I would like to do a play about a family. I'm in this period of my career, I'm interested in this problems of a family, these nuclear problems of a family, and because I think that those problems reflect the problems in the whole world in a way. And she suggested me this play. I read it first in English and I liked it a lot, and then she translated it into Bosnian/Serbian. So that's the way we got it.
Kad smo razgovarali šta bismo to radili, naišli smo na profesora doktora Hasana Erkeka. I zaista na prvi pogled smo se zaljubili u ono što je on radio. Posle prvog izvođenja, premijernog izvođenja predstave u Pazaru, vidjeli smo da smo napravili odličan izbor jer zaista je publika bila oduševljena. Bilo je tu i plača i raznih emocija. Ljudi koji su došli van Pazara, a gledali su razni selektori, tu predstave su također bili oduševljeni. I ono što mi je posebno drago da ostatak Srbije tek polako otkriva turske pisce.
We were kind of expecting that it will have many similarities with our culture or cultures in the Balkans, and of course it turned out to be just like that. We were reading those lines, those sentences, and we found so many examples from our own lives, from the lives of our own families, that resemble what happens in this family. In a way, this play is, from my side, dedicated to my parents, who also came from a rural tradition, from a small place in the countryside. They came to the big town, to Belgrade, where I was born. And reading about the problem of this family, analyzing the problems of the family that Hasan Erkek wrote about, I really saw so many similarities, and in a way I kind of connected with my own parents, understanding better how difficult it was for them to change environments, and so drastically change environments. So in a way, I think the play of Hasan Erkek is universal. So I think it would work, not only in the Balkans, but in many other places in the world, which of course makes it a great literature.
It's not that different because we're coming from Sanjak, from Serbia. We live in a place where the 19% is a Muslim population. We have very, very huge similars with the Turkish people. We have the same things. We speak almost the same. We have a lot of words in Turkish language. It wasn't that hard to play a Turkish woman. What was hard? This is a very, very hard story about whole family, about whole families who live away from the big towns. They believe that in towns, in capitals, there is life, there is everything, but that's a trap. And in 2 hours, how play is going, there's a lot of tragedies in this family. A lot of love, a lot of believing in a better, but a lot of tragedies. Like we say in Novi Pazar, what we can do, we have to live. We have to live.
I don't see the difference, huge difference between characters from anywhere. I mean, Turkish character, Serbian Balkan character, or character somewhere from America. I mean, okay, there are also some special small differences between countries, but the question is always simple. We have to find a way to prove why those people are just like that. Why do they live like that? I don't think that's that's located somewhere. We found the soul of that people, and I think that soul lives in man. It's not about the geography.
Turska duša i naša duša su nekako slične i samim tim nije bilo previše komplikovano ući u taj lik i razumeti ga. Ono što je zanimljivo vezano za taj lik, ja sam prvo radila jednu ulogu, a nakon toga igram drugu.
It's good. I need to say that it's good to work. It's good working with Stevan, Director. This is our second time we come here in Bursa. We were here before the Turkey lockdown, before Corona, and at the same time when we were at Serbian border, also there was a lockdown of whole country, and we had to stay for a whole month in our city, in our homes. But nevertheless, the first time in being in Bursa was amazing, so it was worth it. All those lockdown for all month was really worth it. We had great time here in Bursa.
I love playing here. I just love it. I'm not excited like, oh, it's gonna be new. I'm not sure that I can watch the places like that, but I am excited about coming here and getting back, and that's the wish that I would like to have it much more next time. I would love to visit Bursa third, fourth. I don't know how many times they can invite us. I'm sure that we're gonna answer very good and be here and feel here like home.
Da, jako sam uzbuđena. Posebno sam uzbuđena zato što je ovo nama drugi put da učestvujemo na ovom festivalu i igramo drugog pisca, tako da je sve drugačije nego što je bilo prvi put, a želja mi je da ostavimo isti utisak na publiku koji smo ostavili pre 3 godine.
U Srbiju, dakle, ja dolazim zaista, koliko ja znam, nijedno pozorište nije radilo do sad turske pisce i nama je to bio izazov. Naravno, Novi Pazar i Sandžak, deo Srbije, dakle, mi dolazimo, smo nekako vezani za Tursku. Puno naših ljudi iz tog kraja već godinama živi u Tursku. Mi dobro poznajemo Tursku i onda sam mislio i bio sam u pravu da je možda dobro da srbijanska javnost, srbijanska pozorišna scena vidi nešto od turskih pisaca i zaista mi je zadovoljstvo jer su svi bili oduševljeni ovime što radim.
I really wanted to show how universal this story is, in which really modern way it can be treated by us as artists. And of course those ballads are wonderful, but when we had an idea to really use them, we didn't want to take them out in the beginning, but when we started analyzing them, each one of these ballads is really like a monologue, a very complex story. It's not like it's not pop music at all. It's quite the opposite. It's very profound, and from each one of those ballads you can make a performance of its own. So in a way we were overwhelmed by the complexity of those ballads, and we decided that this story of this family is already very complex, and that we will try to bring that music and the sentiment of that music in a different way in our play. So we do use it as some kind of transcendental music that kind of comments in certain moments the things they speak on the stage, brings the certain atmosphere to the stage, but it is not the music they perform. It is music that comes somewhere from above.
This story is great because we were talking about thresholds on a different ways. For someone is going to town, live in town. For someone is pass away. That's the life. That's the sad story of this story. Because, like I told, so much tragedies for this family. It is, and Stevan Bodroza work on that way. When they die, they are free. They pass that.
Sad će to da prođe, sine! Nemoj da plačeš, sine! Nemoj da plačeš, sad će to da prođe! Sad će to da prođe! Sad će to da prođe! Sad će to da prođe!
It wasn't tough, very tough to find some specialities about this character. This father is pater familia, like anywhere else. For this guy, for Halil, is his first problem is trust in luck. I think that's his pain and his luckiness. How to find something very good, how to manage it very fast so it can be easy. But the life is not easy for him actually. At the end, it's not very easy. His way to how to solve the problems is problematic, and that's the question that he tries to find the answer, the whole his way path.
Sevil je jako različit od mene karakterom i zato mi je bilo jako zanimljivo da baš nju igram i drago mi je što je došlo do zamene uloga. Jer je mnogo veći izazov za mene bilo da igram Sevil nego da igram Ipek koju sam prvo trebala.
We call it in Sanjak, we call it bags, bag. We had bag. My grandfather was also one of those people. He was big authority. For preparing this role, I remember just how my mother told me about him, that he is the guy, everybody asks him for anything, like for advice and stuff like that. So yeah, Durmuş was my grandfather. So it wasn't too hard to correlate with him, even though I've never met him, but I've heard a lot of stories.
We're not acting, we're living that story, and that's the most important. Even if you had a title, maybe title wasn't working all the time, but you feel the energy from the actors on the stage because they play live. They don't acting a roles, they play a live. And this is a great job of our director, Stevan Bodroza. He's really great director because he's have so great work with the actors. We talk a lot with you have a freedom to experiment with your role. So that's the most important in theater: experimenting, trying, thinking, and that's the whole story.
Well, I think that you know this famous sentence, "La vida es sueño," life is a dream. So in a way, life always resembles a dream to a certain extent. We very often don't know what is real until a certain time passes, and we can look back on our lives and finally decide that certain things were that and certain other things were that. I mean, we can define things after a certain time has passed. When we are in these situations, it is very hard to really be logical, to be reasonable. And the actors, the characters of this play are not reasonable. They are driven by their emotions, by their passions, and they suffer. And also some of them do win, and some of them, of course, don't. And that is what resembles a dream. Certain beautiful moments in our lives are like a beautiful dream. Certain bad moments are like a nightmare. And the way we are not completely in possession of our own lives, the way our own lives seem to be a mystery to us because they come from certain places within us that we are not completely, that we don't understand completely. That is what resembles the dream, and that is why the stage is this levitating platform that kind of gives an impression that they are somewhere in the space. And yes, my beloved set designer Milica Bajic-Đurov created alongside with me this space.
Eşik, Hasan Erkek'in aynı adlı üçlemesinin ikinci oyunu. Üçlemenin ilk oyunu Bedel, aldığı ödüllerin yanı sıra Kartal Tibet tarafından sinemaya da uyarlanmış. Üçlemenin son oyunu ise önümüzdeki yıl yayımlanması planlanan Çark. Yazarın ifadesiyle üçleme, kırsal alandan kente yayılan, 1950'lerden 2000'lere uzanan, feodal sistemle kapitalizm arasına sıkışmış olan halkımızın trajedilerle dolu gayri resmi tarihini anlatıyor. Stevan Bodroza'nın yönettiği Eşik, Novi Pazar Bölge Tiyatrosu tarafından sezon boyunca Sırbistan'da sahnelenmeye devam edecek.